Verse of the day. Hi, my name is Brandon Hathaway, and I'm the preacher here at the Westside Church of Christ in Owensboro, Kentucky. And I want to thank you for joining me today as we continue reading a chapter a day, and we are going through the book of Luke. We are in Luke chapter 10. Luke chapter 10, if you're following along and continuing with me. And as we're in Luke chapter 10, I want to look at verse 20 today. Luke 10, and looking at verse 20. Now, as you read through the chapter, which I'm encouraging you to do if you have not done already this morning, as you read through it, you're going to see that he has called 70 others besides the 12 apostles and sent them out to go and proclaim the word of God, to go and teach. And he tells them to go into a city, sends them out 2 by 2, and as they go into the city, if they welcome them, then they stay at their house, and I go from house to house. But if they go into other cities and the people do not welcome them, they're supposed to step out and basically shake the dust off their shoes and move along, go to the next, and they're supposed to go forth and continue to spread the word of God. And so verse 17 talks about the 70 returned with joy, right? So they returned. They've come back, and they're bringing out how demons were subjected to them, and Jesus points out something about Satan. And so read with me verse 20, though. This is a point that kind of shined out to me today as we're reading through it. It says, "Nevertheless, do not rejoice in this, that the spirits are subject to you, but rejoice that your names are recorded in heaven." And again, you got to imagine, of course, being there during this time frame and helping with the work of the Lord. You've been given power over demons, over spirits, able to cast them out, able to quiet them, able to, they were subject. They did as they were told to, and they were cast out of people. Of course, I mean, it's a little hard for us to picture today as these things have come to cease and end at this, because we have the written word, don't need those miracles anymore. But can you imagine? That would be something I'd probably go forth and rejoice over. But also to the point of today, that we might get caught up in rejoicing on how we showed somebody up, and we showed them book, chapter, and verse that their faith is wrong, or that, whatever it is that you have done. But Jesus' focus is, what should we be rejoicing over? What is it that we should rejoice over? We should rejoice that your name is written in heaven. Yes, because of your faithfulness. Yes, because you was doing your work. Yes, because you did test every spirit that came among you. Yes, because you were willing to teach others the truth. But it wasn't that because you converted 1,000 souls, right? It's not because you baptized 100 people. It's not because you stood your ground just against a false teacher, but because you were willing to confess your Lord, and therefore He will confess you to the Father in His heaven. You did not deny the Lord, so therefore you're not going to be denied. And so as we look at it, He says we rejoice, not just because you sit here and say, because I'm faithful, but because God is faithful. And He recognizes when we are, and therefore your name is written down in heaven, and therefore you have a home in heaven when the end comes. And so that's why we're supposed to be rejoicing, because that is the ultimate goal. Our goal is to get to heaven. Of course, Lord willing, we can help a few others get there also. And so that's what stood out to me today in our reading throughout Luke chapter 10. I want to thank you for joining me. I hope that everybody has a blessed day today and have a good Friday, and that you're able to enjoy your weekend. So if the Lord is willing, I'll talk to you later.